Earth and I rise as one.
Welcome back everyone for another exciting week of Dota news. The Star Ladder minor qualifiers have finally concluded, but not without some disappointment from teams, while other teams rose to the occasion for a chance at not one, but two slots at the major in Moscow. Small drama within the community that has blown up on Ceb from OG, and were surprised with 7.22 with nerfs to Drow, just in time for ESL 1 Birmingham. The slow and steady rollout for the prestige items are coming out. The first one will be level 365, the Planetfall Arcana for Earthshaker. It follows a celestial theme. Wherever he moves, a trail of stars follow. His attacks, spells, all display a unique celestial animation. In addition to all of that, when he buys a Blink Dagger, a new icon appears, as well as a second style that goes to a more traditional red look. Alright, on to Star Ladder's minor qualifiers. Let's brisk through this quickly so we can get onto the patch notes. We'll begin in North America, one slot, 4 teams. Beast Coast, Complexity Gaming, J.storm, and Young Drug Gaming. The spot came down to between Complexity and J.storm, but Beast Coast is always the dark horse, having made the most recent major. Complexity and J.storm met in the upper bracket finals and in the grand finals, but Complexity took a 2-0 and will be flying to Kiev.
They lost Tavo by Resolution. Can he make it out? Once again, it would be another dieback spin. He's beating down Earthspear. Meanwhile, Resolution just alive. The healing ward gonna help keep it up. He's TPing out. That's not gonna work. Sven cuts him off and cuts him down. Triple kill for Miracle, and he's going right for the tier 4 tower. Buyback on Earthspirit and Witch Doctor. I don't know if it's gonna matter though. They have a no Wukong's Command Monkey King and an Earthspirit and a Witch Doctor. That's it. Well, they had a Witch Doctor, I should say, because that's an ultra kill.
In South America, Gorillaz-Pride was right back at it following their loss to Infamous. They cruised to the finals going 2-0 in both their series until they met against Team Avangaius. The open qualifier team took the grand finals against Gorillaz-Pride 2-0 and will make their official LAN debut in Kiev.
Kill this ranged Rax. Drow wants it, man. He pops the aura for this. They also trolls in the backline. Battle Trance is already used. He's just gonna die. Oh, and Darkseer just dies as well. I mean, that should just do it. I think Amber Gessa's going to the minor. Holy crap. GG, well played. Team Amber Gessa against
Across the
several
sea in
players.
Europe, there are 2 slots available due to the strong teams. They had an official group stage to set up the playoffs. It was a 3-team race in Europe for 2 spots. Alliance, Ninjas in Pajamas, and the final tribe. This minor and major set isn't as important for Ninjas in Pajamas, as they sit 8th on the DPC standing as the top 12 teams qualify. Nevertheless, Ninjas in Pajamas qualify again for another tournament. It was down to Alliance and the final tribe. The final tribe couldn't keep up against Alliance and they find themselves out the minor and will have to play in the qualifiers for the international. Over in the CIS region, there were 6 teams competing for 1 spot. All eyes were on Natus Vincere. They had 1 foot into the major in Moscow, only to lose 3-2 to Virtus.pro. They finished the group stages strong, and before you know it, Navi was preparing for the last stage against Windstrike team, who have a team full of veterans. The series went back and forth, but once again, Navi let the game slip away from the grasp.
Magical's the one who's gonna die. Silent lives through the whole damn thing. Crystallize has no chance but to turn around, fight up into Silent, but he is gone. Navi losing 4 heroes here. This could be the end if they want to go for tier 4s.
Now on to Asia, a similar story to Europe. 2 slots for 6 teams. China has multiple strong teams including Ehome, Newbie, and King Gaming just to name a few. With Zhang, Faith BM, Ruda back on the team, Ehome looks stronger than ever as they take their first slot and prepare for Kiev. The second slot sure looked like it could be King Gaming, but new team led by Lu Sylar Jaijang came out of nowhere. They finished second to Ehome and took down King Gaming in a 2-1 series. And the final spot in Southeast Asia, like Navi, Power of MYSG plus AU, were 1 win away from getting a spot in Epicenter, so it's easy to believe the spot can be theirs, but standing in their way was Team Mineski. Mineski is scary. They went through the open qualifiers and the main qualifiers undefeated. Keep an eye out on this squad.
He's still getting chased down. They're going to pop the Wreck Room for the damage reduction, but will it be enough? Long zip in from Moon, but they got the Cold Embrace. It doesn't keep him alive. They'll turn their attention to Wyvern. Winter's going to end up falling here. Now, nothing to say. We'll get the TP up, but on this side, Doom, he's going to get caught out as well, slowly getting chunked down. They got the damage over time, so he can't get the blink. One more right click from Moon will be there. They get the gem as well.
The main event for Star Ladder Inba TV Dota 2 Minor Season 2 begins on June 12th. Now on to some news players will want to avoid, being toxic and having it all revealed. On Thursday, May 23rd, a Reddit user posted on our Dota 2 about OG.Ceb. I'll summarize to keep it short. The post stated Ceb stole the Aegis of Immortal from him and he told Ceb that he needed to farm an Orchid before fighting. Ceb proceeded to ignore that and he fought solo and died multiple times. Today I played with Ceb. I played on Storm. During the game there was a moment when we killed Roshan and the TI winner decided to take the Aegis. I warned him I really needed it, but he simply picks up the Aegis. He attached images of Ceb having the Aegis in his inventory. In response to Ceb's play, he says I will not go anywhere until I get an Orchid. After that I began to farm, and Ceb died 2 times alone on the bot lane. When he saw enemies coming on our vision, I told him, well played. He ends the post by saying he's disappointed in the situation and how Ceb insulted everyone. Ceb stated that the Storm player is a game ruiner and has been very toxic. He reinforces that the Storm's a toxic player by saying he paused whenever a teammate died and never fought as a team. Ceb claims he lost his temper and he was not generalizing his insults to an entire community and it was only based on the Storm being a Russian. Instead of explaining what transpired and apologizing for insulting Russians, Ceb explained and deflected. The guy who made the post was correct to a certain degree, and it is disappointing when TrueSight came out, Ceb's fanbase grown, but if you look at his history, is not the best. Anyways, that should have been it. The end. But the day after, Alexei Solo Berezin wrote a blog post about the entire situation and how Valve needs to step in. Solo said, "That's not the kind of stuff you say, even if you get frustrated. You simply cannot say these things no matter what causes them. I am proud to be Russian and your words leave me speechless." Hatred speech has gone full circle for Valve. Right before the Chongqing Major, both Carlo Cuckoo Palat and Roland Andre Gabriel Skimbulu Ong got banned from entering Chongqing for posting one word. From the screenshot, Ceb said multiple. Solo added, after not speaking about it last time, he will this time around, now that he's a prominent member of the community. He won't be participating in the Epicenter Major until Valve steps in and brings some consistency with all the racism going on in Dota. Virtus.pro will play in Moscow and will support Solo in this adventure. We'll end off this week with 2 big surprises from Valve. They dropped a blog post about making their own version of Auto Chess with blessings from the Johto studio. This could very well be named Dota Underlords. And the last surprise was the 7.22 update. This update, however, gives all the remaining heroes without an Aghanim Scepter upgrade an upgrade. It's a pretty big update, so I'll just cover the ones with the additional spell. Here are the other notable changes in 7.22. An Aghanim Scepter recipe is added. Io and Mars are now available in Captain's Mode. Siege Creeps will now spawn 2 at the 35th minute instead of the 30th minute. They cannot be dominated, enchanted, or converted. Illusions can now lifesteal. Third Roshan will randomly drop between a consumable scepter item or a refresher shard. Here are the additional skills when the scepter is purchased. For Arc Warden, a new skill called Rune Forge will allow him to create a rune in front of him.
Yes. Unity must be achieved. Patrolling.
For Dragonite, having the scepter grants him the 4th form of his Elder Dragon, simply titled Black Dragon. For Grimstroke, a new spell called Dark Portrait creates an ink illusion of a target enemy hero for 20 seconds. For Spectre, the upgrade gives her Shadow Step, a single target haunt. As for Templar Assassin, she gets Psionic Projection, and it allows her to teleport to any of her psionic traps with a 2-second channel, and it does not break meld.
Strange. vow it.
Tiny gets a neat one called Tree Volley. It's a channeling ability that throws a random tree within 525 range of Tiny into the targeted area.
Right away.
There are also neat little ones that create illusions and making a puddle of water, but these are the big ones that adds a new spell. And last but not least, Drow Ranger did get nerfed, so she can't one-shot ancient creeps anymore.
Yes.
That's it for this week. Thanks for joining me and see you again next week.